Give me a second, I'm going to blow your mind. Back in 2022, the Liberal government made this statement saying that they are going to secure Canada's telecommunications system. In doing so, Huawei and ZTE, which are owned by China, are banned. This was due to national security concerns for our telecommunication systems, and you'll see where I'm going with this in a sec. Now, the government of Canada put out this statement that basically talks about the conditions of the acquisition or merger of Rogers Communications and Shaw Media. Part of the approval of this was for Rogers Communications to keep a strong presence in Western Canada, including the creation of 3,000 new jobs and maintain their headquarters in Calgary. 10 months ago, a report came out that says after the merger of Rogers and Shaw, about 3,000 jobs dropped. And one of the conditions of this merger was that Rogers was going to get fined up to $1 billion if they didn't meet the conditions of the merger. The industry minister concludes that these conditions that they had outlined were not met, it would be fined up to $100 million per year. From what I could find online, as of to date, they have met those conditions so far. Now this is where it gets good, where a whistleblower sent me this information. In April of this year, Rogers concluded a $7 billion equity investment. What they did, they actually created a subsidiary. That subsidiary was co-owned by Rogers, who owns 50.1% of this new subsidiary, and 49.9% is owned by Blackstone. The whistleblower alleges that this is the back-end infrastructure that was sold off and spun into a subsidiary. And apparently Rogers staff was told to join Ericsson or quit. And this happened to roughly 400 employees of Rogers. And it's being alleged that this happened very shortly after that acquisition took place. Apologies, $7 billion equity investment. Now this is where it gets interesting. An employee doesn't want to work for Ericsson, they can't be forced to quit. Rogers has to let them go with full severance. Apparently these employees went over to Ericsson. And this is the email that I got from the whistleblower. You guessed it, in September, Ericsson laid off about 100 Canada-based workers, citing necessary cost cuts. And this whistleblower is alleging that these jobs are in fact going to India. USW is the union that represents these people. They launched 2 unfair practice complaints against Ericsson, interfering in a union organizing campaign. That's currently before the Labor Board. And I got a hold of this document as well, which outlines the risk of outsourcing critical back-end infrastructure. And it is quite damning, and it also talks about Five Eyes and NORAD, Canada ensuring that telco data remains protected by trusted jurisdictions. Guys, the biggest risk to Canada isn't just the temporary foreign workers program, it's our jobs being outsourced to India.